I wonder if it's the guitar. The pickup. We can hand it, yeah. Yes. Hello, Shabbat Shalom. We're just gonna hand on the mic.
She's here. I think you can share with her. They're actually having it here for her.
I hope people picked up the dot. I hope people picked up the dot. We'll find out.
Well, I'm sure they didn't unless they were asked to.
You ready?
No.
No.
Let him come up. Thank you.
Hope you picked up that daf, that sheet of paper that was at the front. I don't know if someone's out there who can make them appear in here. If not, you can continue on the Yadai. If you have that sheet, please join me in these words of Psalm 27, which we traditionally sing throughout the month of Elul and the high holidays, and we are just about in the thick of it.
Yeah. Good times.
Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai ota avakesh. Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai ota avakesh. Shivti beveit Adonai kol yemei chayai, lachazot benoam Adonai, ulevaker beichalo. Lachazot benoam Adonai, ulevaker beichalo.
Shabbat Shalom. Well, as you could see, the smoke was bad enough we felt like we better be indoors. So we're indoors, and what a cool gift it is to be in our sanctuary. As you could see, for a lot of you, this is the first time you've been with our new chairs, our new carpeting, new painting, and we'll get a new podium and new menorahs. Those are coming. It's in the mail, I guess. I don't know. They're getting, yeah, right. So it's hopefully you'll be very comfortable in here. I love the sanctuary already, but the seats I think are fantastic. So it's nice to have new seats for our tuchases. So with that, it's so good to be with you all. And what we'll do tonight is what we normally would do on Kabbalat Shabbat. We'll just be here as opposed to being outside in our beautiful courtyard. And so let us begin the lighting of Shabbat candles on page 19. I'd like to call upon our bat mitzvah of tomorrow morning, Elena Matthias, as well as her parents Alma and Jeremy, and brothers Andre and Daniel. Page 19.
In every beginning there is darkness. The darkness of chaos seems eternal, yet form emerges, light dawns, and life is born.
In the beginning, the Most High made heaven and earth.
In every beginning there is darkness, the darkness of ignorance, which smothers human dignity, the darkness of fear, which chokes the creative will, the darkness of tyranny, which stifles freedom.
The Most High said, "Let there be light."
The Sabbath candles celebrate the divine power that makes for life and light. Baruch atah Adonai. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed is the eternal power that aspires our people to kindle the lights of Shabbat and of Yom Tov. Blessed is the source of light, life, and light. May we be blessed with the light of dignity,
creation, and freedom. May we be blessed with a life of joy, love, and peace. Amen. Stay right here, guys.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Welcome the person next to you or find someone close by. Maybe wave at them, wish them a Shabbat Shalom. Maybe wave at someone you don't know, wish them a Shabbat Shalom. Thank you very much.
Turn back in our Siddur to page 14 as we prepare to welcome the angels into our midst with words of Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruchuni L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Zeitchem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yai Hai 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 Hai, Yai Hai 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 Hai, Yai Hai Hai Hai, Yai Hai Hai Hai, Yai Hai Hai, Yai Hai Hai Hai, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Page 15, the Chadodi.
Lecha dodi likrat kalai yadai 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 b'nei Shabbat nikavela. Lecha dodi likrat kalai yadai 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 b'nei Shabbat nikavela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Ishmianu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad u'shmo echad, l'shem u'tiferet ve'litila. Lecha dodi likrat kalai yadai 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 b'nei Shabbat nikavela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha ki mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sof maseh b'machshavat chila lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela hitoreri hitoreri ki vaorechu miori uri uri shir daveri kevod Adonai alayich nigla lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela boi v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simcha u'v'tzola toch emunei am segula boi chala lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Page 21. We continue responsively. Now Shabbat is with us. Now reach out for the divine in ourselves and in the world. Here, time and place invite our commitment to the ancient purposes that are our present hopes. Now time and place are one, bringing promise of triumph over anguish and despair. And when we shall have gone from this place on our separate ways, may our words and promises bring fulfillment and peace.
May our words and promises become deeds, bringing fulfillment and peace.
In the sanctuary, we seek to free ourselves from the fears and conflicts that estrange us from one another.
May our words and thoughts give us hope and strength.
We therefore claim the eternal power in the universe that helps us to grow in understanding and love and leads us to freedom.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah Be'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael Bagala bagala uv'izman kariv ve'imeru Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam ulal me'amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitrumam v'yitnaseh ve'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei dekutsha Brichu leila min kol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma ve'imeru Amen.
We continue with our call to worship, Baruch Hu, on page 24. As some of you may be aware, in this prayer book we have arrows pointing up and pointing down. If an arrow is pointing up, that tells you if you're able to please rise either in spirit or physically. If an arrow is pointing down, that reminds you if you're able to please be seated at that time. We continue on page 24. Page 26, we continue responsively. There was silence, there was chaos, there was a voice. A mind went forth to form worlds. Now order reigns where chaos once held sway. The moon follows accustomed paths, constellations their pattern ways.
אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו, ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה, יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל.
If I just take a deep breath in, exhale out. Another deep cleansing breath in as you breathe in that sense of shalom, that sense of peace and wholeness, and exhale out all that which we do not need to hold on to right now.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
We continue with Ve'ahavta on page 30. I noticed an arrow pointing down on page 29, just saying. On page 30, we continue with Ve'ahavta, led by our bat mitzvah of tomorrow morning, Elena. Just remember the top. Just on top of it.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לעולמכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוציא את ידכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. You shall love the eternal your God with all your mind, with all your strength, with all your being. Set these words, which I command you this day, upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be a symbol before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. So shall you consecrate yourself to your God. I, the Eternal, am your God who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I, the Eternal, am your God.
Actually, Elena, you're allowed to make a mistake with a voice like that. I'm just saying. Does she have a beautiful voice? It's gorgeous. We love her voice, don't we, Canner?
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely. We continue on page 32. We worship the power that unites all the universe into one great harmony. That oneness, however, is not yet. We see imperfection, disorder, and evil all about us. But before our eyes is a vision of perfection, order, and goodness. These two we have known in some measure. There's evil enough to break the heart, good enough to exalt the soul. Our people has experienced untold suffering and wondrous redemptions. We await a redemption more lasting and more splendid than any of the past. When will redemption come?
When we master the violence that fills our world.
When we look upon others as we'd have them look upon us.
When we grant to every person the rights we claim for ourselves.
Once we were in bondage, then we were free. In this first liberation, our people saw revealed the power of the Most High. They perceived that God's presence redeems time and event from the hands of tyrants. We too acclaim the power that makes for freedom. We sing the song that celebrates our deliverance from Egypt and all bondage. Micha Mocha, page 33.
Micha Mocha.
Adonai,
Yimlo, Leolam, Vaed, Adonai, Yimlo, Leolam, Vaed. V'nemar, ki fada Adonai et Yaakov, uge'alo miyad chazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Elohim. Hashkivenu leshalom. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu leshalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Might be my battery. Could be it.
Page 35. We continue with Vishamru.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We continue now the central portion of our worship with our tefillah on pages 36 and following.
Adonai sifatai tifta ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanurah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Bekonei Hakol, Besocher Hasei Avot, Beimahot, Umevi Geulav Livnei V'neihem, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה כל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו בשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומך לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיע ישועה, בנאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Page 40. The holiness of this day is not for this day alone. We must make it overflow into all our minutes, to hallow our weekdays from these sacred moments, hour by hour, to make the world a sanctuary where every human soul may be at home. Oh, may the awe we feel at times, at the miracle of one another united in prayer, be with us tomorrow. Keep tenderness in our words, our touch, and our look. Praise be the world and the power within it that makes for holiness. Page 45. We live in two worlds, the one that is and the one that might be. Nothing is ordained for us, neither delight nor defeat, neither peace nor war. Life flows, must freely choose. We can, if we will, change the world that is into the world that may come to be. As you're taught from of old, keep your tongue from evil and your lips from deceitful speech.
Depart from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it.
Be of the disciples of Aaron, loving peace and pursuing it.
Loving all human beings and bringing them to the Torah.
The whole Torah exists only to bring peace, as it is written.
Its ways are ways of pleasantness, and all its paths are peace.
Let justice dwell in the wilderness, righteousness in the fruitful field.
For righteousness shall lead to peace. It shall bring quietness and confidence forever.
Then all shall sit under their vines and under their fig trees.
And none shall make them afraid.
So I invite you to just close your siddur for a moment. It's our custom on a Kabbalat Shabbat. Just have a word of Torah as we enter into our silent reflection. This week's Torah portion, Ki Tavo, from the book of Deuteronomy, is the completion of what we call the Deuteronomic Code. And it features two major categories of laws: rituals, morals, civil, and social. Also in the portion is a large, and I mean a large section of blessings and curses. What is interesting to note about the blessings and curses section is that the blessings are just stated simply, but the curses go into great detail. So why are the curses mentioned in such great detail? Well, one of the greatest commentators, Ibn Ezra, says, quote, "Blessings are uttered in broad terms, while curses are stated in greater detail to awe and frighten the listener," unquote. To awe and frighten the listener. That seems to support the idea that most people just want to be told what to do and not think for themselves. We see this often in religion and with our government. Put on a show, a spectacle, and don't let people know what is happening behind the scenes. It's a great way to control people and to get what you want. And you don't need any integrity, so it works very well for lots of people, unfortunately. But I think also in this portion, there are two very important theological statements. One, the future is bound to the covenant. And two, the book is openly accessible to all Israel, and it is not a hidden document in the control of a special caste or group of people. If the goal is not to be a hidden document, then the idea of awe and frightening the listener could be viewed as a contradiction. But ultimately, the accessibility of Torah is a reminder to each of us that we have the duty and we have the responsibility to come to Torah regardless of our status in the world. For all humanity is equal in the sight of God. Wouldn't it be nice if all humanity saw itself as equal? Then maybe we would not need to awe and frighten anyone. We could just be ourselves. We pause in silent reflection.
Shalom, bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen.
We now focus our energies toward those who are ill and in need of healing. On this Shabbat, we think of Sandra Adams, Sally Melendez, Chana Bat Miriam, Eliana Bat Chana, Ivan Aronson, Bob Bell, Robert Berg, Mort Berlant, Dr. Arnold Berliner, Sarah Beinstock, Sandy Beinstock, W.L. Bradley, Rich Burns, Esther Burton, Dr. Edward Kahn, Chu Chi, Sandra Cohen, Carolyn Franklin, Barbara Friedman, Jason Fishoff, Holly Fugit, Alan Garshon, Mandy Gillis, Harry Glaze, Mary Gold, Ted Guglin, Phil Hammer, Courtney Hansen, Linda Harris, Dr. Gary Height, Jess Jessen, Meme Jones, Evelyn Katz-McCosker, Liatzvia Batliba Elchanan, Shirley Lerner, Carol Lesage, Litia Leos, Bobby Lotman, Austin Lucero, Janice Lucero, Karen Mack, Nancy Markham, Vivian Cooper Moore, Gunther Myberg, Brad Parkins, Gabrielle Pollock, Stephanie Rasmussen, Carol Ross, Linda Rogers, Ben Rubin, Dolores Sams Hoy, Gary Sanders, Laura Sanders, Malachi Sarensen, Donna Shine, Donna Thyman, Pham Tai Trang, Gina Thrower, Wendy Okamwegel, Teresa Walsh, Jeannie Watson, Nancy Weisenfeld, Sue Witten, Sherman Wong, Brandon Yarkin, Madison Zales, and everyone who is suffering from coronavirus. If you wish to add another name to our healing list, I invite you to raise your hand. We wish upon all those you mentioned and those who remain unnamed, refuah shlema, a speedy and complete recovery, as we join together, turning to page 101, joining Cantor and Debbie Freeman's Mishaberach.
Mishaberach avotenu mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mikor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Oop, there's this earring too. Okay. This was embarrassing. Okay. Shabbat Shalom. My name is Beverly Mendel, and on behalf of Temple Emanu-El's Board of Trustees, I'm thrilled to welcome you to our, not patio Kabbalat Shabbat, our first in the sanctuary Shabbat. After services, please join us for Kiddush, Hamotzi, in the, not sure where it is. Yeah, this whole thing has changed. And enjoy our COVID-friendly oneg sponsored by the Matthias family in honor of Elena's bat mitzvah and Gladys Chandler in honor of her son's birthday. Tomorrow morning in the sanctuary at 10:30 a.m., Elena Matthias will be called to the Torah as a bat mitzvah. Mazel tov to Elena and her entire family. On Sunday, Sisterhood is hosting a High Holy Day bingo night on Zoom at 7 p.m. On Tuesday, join the rabbi for his weekly chat at noon on Zoom. Next Friday, we hope to see you again for our Patio Shabbat Services at 6:30 p.m. Patio Shabbat Services will continue through the month of September. For the safety of everyone, however, we are going to discontinue having onegs for now. Calling all volunteers, would you like to help greet and check in people at services? Contact the administrative office to sign up. Shabbat Shalom.
Well, actually, tomorrow night is a very important evening as we begin the high holidays. So tomorrow night will be Slichot. We are going to do it here in the sanctuary at 9 p.m. And normally we'd see a movie and have a discussion. We're not going to do that this particular year, but we are going to do our Slichot service here in the sanctuary. So please come and join us. It's a very short but beautiful service. In fact, that's the time when we change our Torah covers to white to prepare them for the high holidays. It's a beautiful service, so please join us. And I think Oh yes, the other thing I want to let you know, in terms of the oneg, the way it's going to work tonight, and luckily there's a few of us, so it'll work perfectly. Once we're done here, we'll go in the back. Elena's going to lead us here in Kiddush, so we'll do the wine blessing here. We'll go in the back. On your right-hand side will be the little shots of grape juice. Shake them first before you drink them. They're not very good, but we got to use them up, so you have to drink them. And then on the left will be the challah. I'll go and I'll cut that challah. We'll do the blessing up here maybe, and then I'll go back there and I'll cut that. And then, so you go to the first station, get your grape juice. Second station is your challah. Then if you walk towards, if you will, the hallway, where the bathrooms are, across from the bathroom entrances, you'll see a bunch of tables, and that's where some of the oneg stuff is. What we did for today is it's all packaged stuff. So pick whatever you want and bye-bye. That's what's going to happen today. All right, everyone? Because we can't be outside, really. It's not right to linger outside, and we shouldn't be without our masks talking indoors. And if we're eating, we'll be talking. Does not deal with it. So just eat in the car. Your parents will really love that. So you should do that. Yeah, eat in the car. They'll like that.
Here's the crumbliest thing.
The crumbliest thing, yeah. I think there's cookies there. That works perfectly for that. All right. And I guess we could ask what next is going to happen, but let's not ask that question, my friends. Let's not ask that question. I had one congregant mention a few days ago, what other plague is coming, Rabbi? What other plague? Well, we're together, and that's what matters the most. We continue now with Elenu on page 106.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tein gedula le'oser breshit, shehu notei shamayim ve'oser haaretz, u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim imal, u'shchinatu zo be'gofei meromim, u'Eloheinu einod, va'anachnu משתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
We now come to this moment in our service. We think about members of our family and community who've died recently or in years past. Our minhag, our custom here at Temple Emanu-El, upon hearing your loved one, if you choose to, is to stand as a sign of love and grief for that person, and to remain standing till all the names on our yard set list have been recited, at which point we all will rise. On this particular Shabbat, we're mindful of those that are grieving the Shloshim, the 30-day period of mourning for Rosalind Schwartz. We also think of those that are grieving the Shana, the first-year mourning for Leon Averick, Robert Baker, Pauline Anderson Berkowitz, Carol Bitter, Roy Robert Creech, Bill Davenport, Charles Green, former president of our congregation, Bob Hirsch, Rita Kane, Selma Karcham, Janet Katz, Kevin Krieger, Hal Lax, Father Bill Leninger, Marion Suni Levin, Michal Lubin, Michael Meltzer, Manny Migdal, Roberta Newman, Stivelman, Patricia Orozco, Arlene Ravel, David Reiser, Steve Reese, Cami Resnick, Edith Robinson, Stanley Rosen, Steve Rosenthal, Lois Rosette, Betty Rossman, Boris Supak, B. Chandler Shaw, Marilyn Siller, Kit Snyder, Greg Stiller, Joel Strauss, Gunther Vogler, Carol Wachtenheim, Marty Weisblatt, Henry Wild Sr., Florence Winnig, Millie Wolfson. We also think of the following yard sites we observe on this Shabbat: Benjamin Alfred Abelson, Sylvia Abrams Jones, Sidney David Ackerman, Jay Aronson, Howard Bam, Naftali Bahar, Rebecca Bortz, Mary Brenner, Belle Brown, Lillian Chermak, Nathan J. Citron, Sussman Cohen, Sonia Davis, Hilda Fishman, Thomas Fox, Edward Gold, Alfred Godfeld, Shelley Gustafson Malcolm, Naji Ezra Halali, Louis Hoffman, Frederick Kakis, Robert Larson, Catherine Loeffler, Sonia Meyer, Eric Pagnalian, Riva Purr, Jack Port, Eva Reznikoff, Marvin Rubenstein, Larry Schwartz, Nathan Siegel, Darlene Smilik, Alfredo Sousa, Amy Schwartz, Abe Titleman, John Wall, David Werba, Joe Wernick, Edith Ziff, Phyllis, Zichronam Livracha. May all the memories of our loved ones endure as a blessing as we rise, turning to page 110 to recite together our Mourner's Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועמד דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דחול בישראל, בעגלה וזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעולם מכל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה משמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, and comfort to those who are bereaved among us, wherever they may be, as we say together, amen.
Amen. You may be seated. And if you would grab out your piece of paper, your daf one more time. The high holy days are coming.
That's cool.
So we'll bring this text, it will be woven throughout the holidays. These words of Hashivenu. Hashivenu, Hashivenu, Adonai Elecha, V'nashuva, V'nashuva, Chodesh, Chodesh, Yameinu kekedem, Hashivenu, Hashivenu, Adonai Elecha, V'nashuva, V'nashuva, Chodesh, Chodesh, Yameinu kekedem, Chodesh, Chodesh, Yameinu kekedem.
We continue with Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai. Sorry. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon inhalanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit ki hu yom tehila למקרא קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. קירבנו ואכלת, ואותנו קידשת, מכל העמים, לשבת קודשך, באהבה וברצון, הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת. אמן. לחיים.
Little sweet, isn't it? Cool. We join together in Motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lachem min haaretz. Amen.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.